Hello everybody, Philosophia is here. Today I would like to show my Criterion Collection, my very humble Criterion Collection, in preparation to the Criterion sale that's taking place at Barnes & Noble, 50% off. Rumor has it will start on the 10th of July, which is this coming Friday. The Criterion Collection is a special selection of movies that aren't very popular, lesser known, but a very artistic representation of cinema. And a lot of movies wouldn't have been known and released if Criterion wouldn't have released them. Also, they have a special treatment. They usually scan every single movie that they acquire from the film or from the source material, and a lot of times the movie directors approving that whole process. There are a lot of extra special features. They call the Criterion Collection movies film class in a box. So first I would like to show a couple of my DVDs. My first DVD is The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou. This was a grab from my very first Criterion haul at Barnes & Noble, and this title is very cheap. I like to keep the tags. This was $6.99, half off, and I changed the cover to this cover to match other Wes Anderson movies, but originally they had this kind of cover on it. My other one is DVD, The Royal Tenenbaums. This is another Wes Anderson movie. Looks like a book. Or where is it? Here, looks like a book. Yep. It slides out, and the artwork style matching with this one. This is a very thick special edition, has an extra special disc, and unfortunately the Steve Zissou DVD does not come with the booklet, which is very disappointing, because that's one of the things that I love about Criterion, is that all the releases come with supplemental materials and booklets. This one, okay, I think the Steve Zissou one was coming with like a really cool blueprint of the ship. Yeah, I was disappointed that they didn't include. Also, these older cases, I do not like these older cases, and I think I bought this at a second-hand store, and a lot of people don't know how properly pop the discs out of this type of stiff holders. So mine has a little, I don't know if it picks up with the camera. Where is it? Here. Come on. I don't know. Here you can see a little, it's a little crack, so that's disappointing, but if I'm handling it very carefully, hopefully it's not gonna continue to crack. So this is a fun edition of this movie, The Royal Tenenbaums. Fun fact, this actor played monk when he was young in the TV series Monk. And my last DVD that I have, also one of my first, or the first, Criterion Barnes & Noble haul, 12 Angry Men. Wow, this movie is such a classic, such an amazing movie, one location movie, the epitome of one location movies, which is a subgenre that I enjoy. Takes place in the jury's room or juror's room, when the 12 jurors trying to decide if the person is guilty or not, and everybody thinks that he's guilty except one juror, who is Henry Fonda. Inside you find a big booklet, big thick booklet, which I really love. They have portraits of all the actors, of the jurors, and essays. And yes, this one was $30, so I paid $15 on a Criterion sale, Barnes & Noble. I know that this was released in Blu-ray, on Blu-ray as well. I'm really happy with this DVD. I'm sure the Blu-ray has a little bit of better picture quality. As far as the sound, I don't think that could be any much more better than what they already did on the DVD. I don't think I will upgrade, because I was very satisfied with the quality of the movie even on the DVD. And because this movie isn't about visuals, it's more like psychological and philosophical and thinking type of movie, so I think I'm just gonna stick with the DVD. But now on, I try to pick up only Blu-rays, except if I come across a very cheap find in the wild, or for some other reason. So I have The Seventh Seal, very philosophical movie, also Ingmar Bergman's very famous movie. And actually I just got this movie at a movie trading place. So has simple black back, and a nice booklet with essays and chapters. I can't wait to watch this. My other Blu-ray is Akira Kurosawa's Dreams. I got this for a couple Christmas back from my husband, and it's a very artistic, atmospheric movie. The music is interesting. I don't know what to think of this movie. I think I have to watch it again, because also I have a confession to make. I didn't finish it because I wasn't in the mood. I think I went halfway, and maybe next time I will read the essays before I watch it, so I can get into the mood. I don't think I was prepared for it mentally when I was watching it. Well, yeah, nice little booklet. And this is one of those, oh no, I thought this was, usually this one has the signature of the director, but of course can't be. Alright, next one is one of my very favorite movies. This this is a very mainstream movie, so it just got the somehow it got the Criterion release, which this is one of the weirdest Criterion release because it got a wide Criterion release and it didn't get the special Criterion treatment. And this is The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. I love this movie. I think this movie is philosophical, thinking about life and aging and your past and your future and your abilities, love, encounters. It's a great movie. I'm very disappointed in Criterion that they released it in a blue case. I might swap it with see-through case. I think I have a couple of movies with see-through cases, so, but I don't know, this is the original. And also it doesn't come with much of a booklet, just like a little pamphlet, which is more than nothing, so I'm happy about it. This one has a special story because I got this at Walmart from the $5 bin. It was beat up, so I switched the case. So actually this is not the original case, but I know that the original case has a blue case as well, and it was missing the booklet. So I emailed Criterion that I really would like to have my booklet with this edition, because that's one of the things that I love about Criterion editions, the booklet, the essays, the artistic pictures. And they replied me, and they always reply, I love that company, that they said unfortunately only the first pressing got the booklet in it, so there's not much that they can do about it. So how did I get this booklet? Well, I went to a used movie store and I saw this Benjamin Button movie, and I opened it and here was the pamphlet. So when I checked out, I asked them if they care if I take that pamphlet because I already have the movie, and they were very nice about it and say, oh, of course, people usually don't care about them. So that's how I acquired the little insert. So that's always a nice story that always makes my heart warm, because this movie in my collection has a special history. My next movie is one of my very favorites in the Criterion Collection, and one of my very favorite movies also, which is The Age of Innocence. I love this movie. Of course, my favorite, my idol, Michelle Pfeiffer, plays in it. This movie, if you watch it to entertain yourself, to just relax on a Friday night, this is not for you. This movie is for you if you are thinking about relationships, forbidden love, borders in relationship, attraction, just how to love another person, the different types of love, sacrifices. This movie has it all. And there's a scene in this movie, and I don't think this will spoil or anything if you haven't seen this movie, but I think that's one of the most erotic scene without showing any nudity in cinema history. And it takes place in a carriage, and in the carriage Michelle Pfeiffer and Daniel Day-Lewis sitting in the carriage and travel, and he takes Michelle Pfeiffer's glove off of her hand, and the chemistry and the whole, you can just feel it in the air, the tension. That's a great scene. And it it built up to that, so you can just like, okay, you can probably find that scene on YouTube and watch it, and no, you have to watch the whole movie. It builds up to that scene too. I remember when the very first time I watched it, I was a little bit distracted by the social economics of the when does this take place? It takes place in New York, but what age? Like 1800s? I don't know. Now what does it say here? And then not knowing the history so much, first when I watched this, I was living in Hungary yet, so I didn't really know what was the social situation here in the US. Well, but you can see based upon the costumes that it takes place, I think, in the 1800s, I would say. Maybe very early 1900s? Nah, can't be. Maybe, I don't know. I'm sorry. I wasn't prepared well for that. So I wish the back of this would be something different. I'm not the most satisfied with that, but as I say, one of my favorite movies, so I'm very, very critical. And also, this booklet is awesome, but the edition itself, the disc itself, lacks a lot of special features. The only special features are interviews with Scorsese, co-screenwriter Jake Cox, production designer Dante Ferretti, and costume designer Gabriella Pescucci. And then there is a documentary of making of the film, and that's it. And the trailer. I wish they would have put interviews with the actors, actresses, or even talking more about the book. And yeah, one of my favorites. I definitely recommend this for you to pick it up if you're into costume dramas, period dramas, and or just thinking and analyzing love and relationships and how it shapes life. So yeah, another one that I picked up is The Pan's Labyrinth. This is a more mainstream movie as well, if I can call it mainstream. Guillermo del Toro's work, who a couple years ago won the Oscar for The Shape of Water. That's the inside. Again, booklet. Could be better. I'm always disappointed when I buy a Criterion and it doesn't have a thick booklet, just these type of pamphlets. Also, it's just, I mean, this is really classy looking with the labyrinth on it, so it's kind of nice, matches the atmosphere of the movie a little bit. Fantasy movie with a little bit of war in it. It takes place during the Spanish Civil War, and it's about a little girl who's trying to figure out what is happening to her. See, quite depressing, but it's definitely a classic movie, and I recommend you to pick it up. Also, I watch another YouTube channel. I am not sure which one is it, but it's a guy who talks about 4K releases, and he bought the 4K release of the Pan's Labyrinth, and he has the Criterion edition, and he said that the transfer on this, colors and everything, just looks way better. So this is a superior release, in his words, to the 4K. I don't have the 4K. I don't want to have the 4K edition. I'm very happy with this. This is a 2K transfer, 2K master. Yep. Just thought that I'd throw that out there. And the next movie is Rosemary's Baby. Now this movie is a more well-known movie as well. I love that poster art. And I think this is one, Criterion usually makes their own art. And in this case, they use the poster art, which I love. So thank you, Criterion, for not changing this up, because this is one of my favorite poster arts. So this is amazing. Very cool, very mysterious. The movie itself builds up so slowly, and I love movies when it starts out idyllic. Everything seems to be nice, everything seems to be just how it's supposed to be, and then slowly you can sense that something isn't right. This is one of those movies. And I like the whole setting in New York, in the apartment. I don't know why I like settings in apartments as well, and in New York for all that matters. So yes, and if you know any other movies that has a similar premise, please share it with me. Movies that starts out total idyllic, like everything is perfect, life is beautiful, and then slowly just something is off, and then by the end it's chaos. So, and this one, oh yeah, of course, this one has an amazing booklet as well. I didn't show the inside, and I like the inside. So I think artwork wise, this is one of my favorite releases. I just like that top view, out of the window view, and a very chunky, awesome booklet. Cool. So yes, this is a top-notch release. Highly recommend. My next Criterion Collection, which is also one of my favorites. I guess that's my thing with Criterions. I don't blind buy too much Criterions because they are pricey, so of course these are gonna be my favorites. But I never seen this movie before I bought this. I knew I will love it though, and it lived up to my hype. It's Rebecca. Alfred Hitchcock's Rebecca. This movie was made in 1940, and it's about love, jealousy, relationships, marriage. It's called a psychodrama. Romance becomes a psychodrama. So it is about a woman who marries a widow, and she just starts to feel really insecure because she's living in the shadow of the woman named Rebecca, who was the first wife. So, and then I don't want to say anymore. Beautifully shot. The suspense is amazing. It's Hitchcock. So let's show off. This is the cover, and this one has a nice booklet as well. Let me get it out. Very nice chunky booklet also. And this is the inside. Nice edition. So these are all my single, like simple Blu-rays, and I have three of these special edition types of Blu-rays, which I wish they would do every single release like these, or like that would be something amazing. One is Persona, another Ingmar Bergman movie. This is one of the most famous movie of his. It is again psychological, and when you slide it out, this is one side and that's the other. This is a book. This is an amazing book, and they have a collection, Ingmar Bergman collection, and they use this as the cover art for that. But so I own this cover art in this edition, and I'm perfectly fine with that. Very cool book. Yes, and then when I open this up, awesome. The only thing I can say that it's missing is background art. How hard it would have been to put something in the background, but oh well, that's the least of my worries. This movie also, it's not your Friday popcorn movie, that's for sure. It's a heavy movie. It's about an actress who's sick, or like I'm not even sure how she's. I think she doesn't talk, right? And there is a young nurse who comes by to take care of her, and they just connect in a weird level, and it's about their relationship. It's definitely a movie that you have to watch more than one time, and I watched it not so long time ago when I got the Criterion, and before that I watched it when I was a teenager, I think, and it made me think that when I watched it as a teenager, somehow it seems like that I had much more open mind back then than now, and that bothers me. And when I say open mind, it's more like that I think I could enjoy the movie better back then because I was more open to it with no expectations. So and lately, when you're watching just a lot of movie, just like fast food movie, it kind of desensitizes you, or me sometimes. I don't like that feeling at all. So that's partially why I like Criterion Collection, because it exposes me to these special movies, and it opens up that part of my philosophical eye that kind of nowadays a lot of movies just spoon-fed the meaning to you. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say about Persona. One of my very first Criterions was this beauty. Look at that. Picnic at Hanging Rock. This is an Australian movie by Peter Wire. I'm not sure how to say his name. Peter Weir. I don't know. This was one of my first ones. Yeah, I bought this when I got The Life of Aquatic and 12 Angry Men. That was my very first Criterion haul. And I remember I was telling them at the store, look at this, it's kind of like bashed in, but they didn't care. They said, well, we can order it for you, but I really wanted then and there, so I want it now, I said, so I made my peace with it. Otherwise I'm very, very picky about that type of stuff. I mean, these editions, oh my gosh, beautiful. Look at that. It comes with an actual book. This is the book that the movie was based upon. I did not read it, no. Shame on me. Well, I love the texture of this book. It just feels so nice, such a good quality. It's gonna turn into an ASMR video. Alright, so it comes with the book, and so this is the inside, and guess what? Other than the book, it comes with a booklet. So they were not just get done with the special extras with the actual book, they put a booklet in it too. Amazing. Very cool. This is a very atmospheric movie. I think that's the best word to describe it. It just takes place in such a weird setting. It sets in a boarding school, seemingly in the middle of nowhere land in Australia, and then they go to this hanging rock for a picnic, and somebody goes missing. This is when I open it up, and guess what? Inside artwork. They could have done that with Persona. See, inside artwork, so it is not impossible. It's not much, it's just, yeah, I'm not gonna take the other ones out. It's especially because those are the DVDs. DVDs can crack easily when you push them the wrong way. Yeah, those DVDs. So yes, but it's still, it's just so much nicer when you have an inside artwork. Yes, this movie, very atmospheric. Again, it's kind of like a period, not kind of, it is a period piece. Again, okay, it takes place in the year of 1900. All right, at least I got this done. I am going to post it in the comments when is the Age of Innocence take place, because now it bugs me. But this one takes place in the year 1900, and all the costumes and all the pictures and the air even feels like hazy, dreamy. These girls wearing these beautiful white dresses, and it's a visual treat and also a thriller, because what happened to that girl? Why did who take her? Did someone take her? Did she die? Yeah, you have to watch it to find out. Or will you find out? I don't know. I haven't watched it for years, so I have to rewatch it. I don't remember. And my last Criterion title, this is the last one I own, and love this edition. Also, it is Christophe Kielowski's Decalogue. So this is not one movie. This is 10 1-hour movies, a mini-series, and that's how the box is. It comes out. This is the inside. The whole series takes place in an apartment building, and an apartment building in Poland. I wonder if it says what city. I don't think it does. So an apartment building in Poland with different people who live there. Again, I don't know why I really like apartment buildings, apartment type of movies. The setting is really depressing. I mean, if you just look at this, you can kind of see this is a, they say post-communist. I think it's a, or late communist Poland. That's right. In some ways reminds me of home when I was really little, because Poland and Hungary was very similar in architecture wise, lifestyle wise. It just reminds me of those buildings that we had in the 1980s in Hungary. So it hits that chord in my soul, the home chord, but it's really dark, so that part doesn't, thank God. So there are 10 episodes, and each episode is titled after a sin. So, and this is a massive book. So there is just wanted to tell you the titles. All right, so it doesn't say the titles. It just says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But I thought somehow that it said the sin as well. But this edition also includes 2 full movies of 5 and 6, or short film. So I haven't watched those. Those are 2 episodes that they made into like a short film, like a longer short film. I don't know how many minutes those are, but I thought they were kind of like movie length. Or maybe those were the hours one. I don't know. Sorry about rambling. So Decalogue 5, a short film about killing, and Decalogue 6, a short film about love. But yes, each of the episodes are centered around a sin, but it's not religious and it's not right in your face. It's very subtle. And that's why this supplemental material is amazing and essential for watching these movies, I think, because these essays just give a lot of extra information. And after each of them, when you watch, I watched one by one. I didn't binge watch this. I think that would be just way too dark and depressing. You just keep thinking of them for days, and that's when you take the book and read more about it. So highly recommend Decalogue, one of my favorites. And that's it. That's all my criterions. And on Friday I hope I'm gonna check online first, but Friday I think I'm gonna go to Barnes and Nobles if it's confirmed that the sale is going on, and see if I can pick up some that it's in the back of my mind that I want to check out. Let me know what's your favorite Criterion Collection title. And also if you're gonna participate in this sale. Thanks for watching, and see you soon. Bye.